This is fine. This is a poor substitute for therapy, but an excellent substitute for other podcasts.
We're not like other podcasts.
Join us as we find the answers to the universe's biggest questions like, is butter a carb? Does crying burn calories? And what the fuck am I doing with my life? We're here to be your part-time therapist, astrologer, concierge doctor, and fairy godmother. Do you need someone to validate you today? Cool. Come on in. We're fine. This is fine. Bonjour, buongiorno, and hello, my loves. Happy holidays. I hope this season is the merriest and brightest and that your heart is aglow with love and gratitude. I am sending you heaps of love, warm and fuzzy thoughts, and joyful energy. I personally am thrilled that you have joined me this year and have come along the adventure that is This Is Fine. It has been a whirlwind and just so much fun to put the show together for you all. I am honored you're here. It really is a privilege to be your host, and I'm not just saying that. Okay, enough of the emotional stuff. I can only do so much at a time before I start cracking dark or self-deprecating jokes. Because it's the holiday season and the end of the year, I'm looking back at things that I've loved, my favorites of 2022 that you might like for 2023, and adding in some things that you can put on your wish list or grab for someone you love. Because shopping, yay shopping! That said, I honestly just love sharing things that I love with other people, so here we are. And there's a lot to get into today. I'm going to do my best to give you substantial reviews and solid information while also keeping things moving. We will see how that goes, TBD. So consider this a gift guide of sorts, the This Is Fine product review 2022/gift guide. And if you're curious what's on my personal wish list, I will have that at the end of the episode. Don't worry too much about writing any of this down. I will also be including a shopping list you can reference on the website, thisisfinepodcast.com, that I will link in the episode description. Also, I'll be including the highly requested French Pharmacy shopping list, which you already heard if you're a Patreon subscriber. Speaking of, head to Patreon for exclusive and early access content. And as a last disclaimer, none of this is sponsored. I am not reimbursed or compensated for any of these reviews. I didn't look at Black Friday deals or accept pitches from publicists. None of this is gimmicky. It's all just my honest opinion, things that made my year better, and stuff that I truly love and hope that you will too. All right, let's get into the Dominique edit, my favorite things from 2022/gift guide. The first section is actually not gift guide related, but it's travel highlights. I cannot make any list without beginning here. The best part of my year was travel. And obviously travel is cool every year, and it's not something you can buy on Amazon or Black Friday, but I am starting out with my highlights, okay? Spring in Hawaii and summer in Europe were the top standouts for me. These were incredible experiences. And again, neither of those are novel concepts, but I think everyone needs to spend at least a week in Europe during the summer months to have a taste of that experience. And that taste is mostly Aperol and pasta, and it is sublime, divine, immaculate. If you are considering swapping material gifts for an experiential one, consider this your nudge from the universe. Book a trip. Next on my list, and somewhat related, is Duolingo. I had a Duo renaissance this year. There's a bonus episode from October 8th that gets more into how I have been improving my language skills and how you can learn a new language as an adult too. This is kind of random, but it might be a good gift for someone if you want to give them a premium membership. I know that's something that my nerdy Virgo ass would totally appreciate. So Duolingo, you earn a spot next to my travel highlights. It's a pretty big deal. Next section, French Pharmacy finds. A lot of people have asked me this year about my favorite things to get at the French pharmacies and the parapharmacies in Paris. Parapharmacy is like a French word. I actually don't know if that translates like directly or if we actually do have that word and I'm just unaware. Anyway, let's keep moving. I have a more complete guide on Patreon. This includes which specific pharmacies I like in Paris and how to get an even bigger discount on top of the already less expensive products. So head to the Patreon if you are planning an overseas trip anytime soon. But I'm going to share the list of products with you here as well. I always prioritize 2 categories of product. 1 is things that you cannot get in the US, and 2 are the things that are way cheaper than they are in the US. You might be able to get them here, but it's way more expensive. I'm going to make a list of these on Patreon, so if you're heading into a pharmacy this season and want to have something to refer back to, there will be a visual list there. Let's start with the first category, stuff you cannot get here in the US. A313 or A313. This is a retinol ointment you can get from a pharmacist behind the counter, and I want to say it was like €5. You do not need a prescription for this. You can just go up and ask for it. I was rather shocked by the texture of A313 or A313. It's like a really thick Vaseline type ointment, which blew my mind because it's retinol. And usually when you're using retinol, it's to help with acne. I mean, people use it for a lot of things, but the ointment kind of thing really threw me for a loop. I love that it is prescription strength and that you don't need a prescription to purchase it and that it's literally under $10. The second is Yaluset. Yaluset. I don't really actually know the pronunciation of this one. It's Ialuset. This is another one you get in a tube from a pharmacist behind the counter without a prescription. It's a hyaluronic acid cream. It comes in that same kind of metal roll-up tube, like a paint tube. I believe it also is about €5 or $5. I think it's 1-to-1 right now in the currency exchange still. This is a light yet rich, fragrance-free, beautiful product, good for the face and body. Next is sunscreen. Believe it or not, despite similar packaging and brand accessibility, the sunblock you buy in Europe is not the same that you can buy here, even if it's the same brand, because of some weird FDA shit. The FDA decided in the 90s that they were done approving sunblock ingredients while the rest of the world was like, okay, weird, but you do you, I guess. So even if the packaging looks the same, what you buy over there is not what you are getting here in the States formula-wise. So my favorites are pretty basic. You may have seen or heard about these picks elsewhere, but let's just get into it anyway. One, the Vichy Body SPF in the orange or the brown big squeeze tube. If you see those, just grab them. This was my go-to all summer. I get SPF 50, but they have a 30 as well. Second is one you've maybe heard about a lot of times, the La Roche-Posay Anthelios Unscented Invisible Fluid. This is a universal favorite. The hype is there for a reason. I don't like this brand's American sunblock formulations, unfortunately, but I am obsessed with the French version. So if you can pick up one of these overseas, buy at least a few so you can last until your next trip. You can get the Anthelios shake bottles at City Pharma for like $7. Aven, any of the Aven products for face and body, I have tried several iterations of their sunblock. They are all great. Nuxe. Face, if you can tolerate fragrance, they make a beautiful face sunscreen. It smells lovely, but it is not for perfume-sensitive skin. I fortunately vibe with fragrance despite being sensitive in literally every other way in life, but God smiled on me and gave me a break so I can enjoy some nice-smelling things. This was under €20, so again, about $20. You also cannot get certain Aven products. This is another category all its own. In the US, some of the Aven products are only available in the EU or France. Specifically, the one that I'm thinking of right now is the Derm Absolu Night Cream, which smells like gardenia and night jasmine and is all around just a beautiful facial cream. I recommend just poking around the Aven section when you get to the pharmacies and seeing what jumps out to you. The SVR Sensifine, you might be able to get this in America, but I haven't found it and I've looked pretty hard. SVR's Sensifine AR collection, including the micellar water, is an excellent addition for delicate or irritated skin, especially if you've recently had a freak out about turning 30 and you incinerated the top layers of your facial skin with anti-aging products and peels. Not speaking from experience. Lastly, the biggest thing that I like to get that you can't get in the US is the Ergistress Sommeil supplements. These are sleep capsules made with dark cherry powder, magnesium, melatonin, and B vitamins. They are in the all-natural supplement section of the parapharmacies, around $10 per bottle, and have been recommended to me for the better part of the last decade. I get several of them when I'm abroad, and I have even paid steep shipping fees to get them imported from an online natural pharmacy based in France. They are that good. If you are struggling to fall and or stay asleep, especially while traveling, these are an absolute must-have. The next big category is the stuff that you can get here in the US, but it costs a lot more money if you do. The top part of this category will be the iconic, emblematic core products that you've heard about time and time again if you're into beauty at all. They are must-haves because they are best-loved items, and then we'll get into my more niche picks, my little Dominique exclusive section. Let's start with the general. Number one, the Aven lip balm is a must-have. I buy them in bulk when I go. In general, I am a huge fan of Aven products, if you could not tell. I try to get as much as I can while I'm there because I use their stuff every single day. This includes the lip balm. The cold cream one specifically is just like silk and butter had a baby and it melts onto your lips. It's beautiful. I think they're about €3. Sometimes they're in like a sale pack at City Pharma. It's like 2 for $4. They're stupid cheap there. And I think it's like $15 if you get a single one here. You also want to get the Eau Thermale spray, which is a fraction of the price in France compared to the American prices. So leave room in your suitcase for that. It's like the, I can't remember the word, but like aromatized. That's very much not the word. Can't even think. It's like an aerosol, like beautifully fine mist of this mineral water that comes from this specific spring in France. Just trust me. The Hitrance hydrating serum and the Cicalet restorative reparative cream are two other ones that you're going to want to check out there. The Nuxe body/hair oil, Huile Prodigieuse, is immaculate. It's an absolute, again, I keep saying must have, but it really is a must have. I have all three fragrances of this oil: the original, which is beautiful, the floral one, which is the pink one, and Neroli, which comes in the dark green glass. They're all heaven on earth. Also, the Rêve de Miel lip balm is very lovely as well. It's significantly cheaper to buy this overseas, so leave room for those square glass spray bottles. Number 3 is Biafine. There is nothing I can say here that hasn't been said before all over the internet, but if this is the first time you are hearing about Biafine, it is intended for burns, sunburns, and healing any kind of lesion or scrape. It really is just like a burn cream, but it's the best after sun lotion I've used, right next to Nuxe's, which I'll get into the niche section. I think everyone has to have a tube of Biafine. It's kind of like a staple. Number 4 is homeoplasmine. This is a homeopathic treatment that you should also have in your medicine cabinet. It's calendula oil based and can also be used for another, kind of skin lesion, irritation, or even chapped lips, chapped nose in the wintertime, scratches, etc. Number 5 is unrealistic. This is another one you've probably heard about because of the Vogue article many years ago, but makeup artists love this moisturizer as a base before putting on makeup. It's very hydrating and it uses sweet almond oil, so I actually wouldn't recommend it if you have oily skin unless you're using it on dry areas of your body, which I do love using for like knees, elbows, back of arms, especially in the winter months. Number 6 is the Chlorine hair products. These are significantly less expensive than in the US as well. It's worth looking into if you're in the market for shampoo, conditioner, dry shampoo. They also have a baby collection that I don't think exists here in the US. So if babies are your thing, like go forth. If you're just looking for shampoo and conditioner, I really love the mango one for a hydrating blend. Number 7, Bioderma. I don't know, micellar water. This is one that is so popular and I'm including it because it is one of those emblematic things. I think Avens is just as great and a little bit less expensive. But that said, this really is a cult fave. And if you haven't tried it, it's kind of like a rite of passage. 8 would be everything possible at Caudalie. Caudalie is about 50% off, if not more, if you buy it in France. You can get their shower gels for like €2.50 or €3. The super popular Vino Perfect serum is €40, so about $40 instead of $80 in the US, 80 plus tax really. Then you can get the extra 10% back if you spend over $100. So all in all, you're saving a ton. The glycolic peel mask is amazing as well. I got that a couple trips ago. It's great. The past trip that I was on, I picked up Vino Sculpt Crushed Cabernet Scrub and the Vino Sculpt Firming Body Cream. Both are incredible. You can get them here if you don't have a trip planned to the EU. I think it's about double in the price though, sorry. So to recap, number 8, any of Caudalie's shower products, body care, or skincare. 9, the last one for this little section, is La Roche-Posay. I already mentioned the Anthelios sunscreen. Do not skip the Cicaplast B5 balm. I know it's everywhere on TikTok and it sounds like it's overhyped as well. Don't skip it. It's great for dry skin, rosacea, dry hands. It's just a beautiful staple. I have been using it all over my face, especially this past week. It has been soothing redness, rehydrating my bone dry face. Now for some niche picks that aren't super hyped or talked about at all. These are more of my random finds from the last 27 trips to different pharmacies. I brought this up just a bit ago, the Nuxe After Sun Cream. It smells absolutely insane. It feels so rich and nourishing. If you don't want to put fragrance on your face, but you're okay with scented body cream, you will not be disappointed. It smells like a luxury house fragrance, and I want to say I paid $5 for it, definitely under 10. I also got one for free with a sunscreen, like a full-size bottle. This is truly luxury on a budget. Now for the Unrealistic body cream. The face cream is the Lait Crème Concentré, which is the one everyone's obsessed with. But the body lotion, the Lait Crème Fluide, it's like concentrate versus fluid. If you're reading it on on the bottle, it makes a little more sense. So this is wonderful. It's on the lighter side. As the name implies, it has a more fluid texture. It melts beautifully into the skin and it is a great after shower hydrator. Next would be Biafine fragrance-free products. Fragrance-free, if you can't tell, is a little bit top of mind. One of my best friends, hi Melanie, is allergic to fragrance in skincare, so I've been a lot more mindful of this. If you are sensitive to perfume and skincare as well, this collection under the Cica Biafine label, it looks just like the rest of the Biafine collection with like the branding and the colors. You won't miss it when you're in the pharmacy, but definitely check that out. They make beautiful body creams, face creams. There's like a milk mist for soothing your skin. Definitely all of that is great. Next would be Vichy deodorant, the 72 or 96 hour. This stuff works so well. My friend who like projectile sweats when it's above 70 degrees used this while we were in Europe over the summer, and it was a game changer. So I got some for myself. Full disclosure, there is aluminum in this formulation. And if you're like, oh my God, Dominique, why are you recommending this? That's so irresponsible. I mean, like, yeah, maybe it's irresponsible. I'm just in like a pick your battles mindset right now. There are too many things for me to be afraid of. Will I regret saying this in a few years? Who knows? What I do know now is that I don't want to be stinky and sweaty. So here we are. Last on this little niche list is Le Petit Marseillais body wash. This was like €1 or €2 for a substantial size in the grocery store, and they have a bunch of smells. So I think this is like French Suave. I don't know. It's good. It's a fun budget pick. I got the Orange Blossom one, which if you know me at all, you know how much I love Orange Blossom. Up next, fragrance and perfumes. I got really into perfume this year. I'm sorry to my friends and family who heard me obsessing about it. And as you may have already heard yourself or perhaps deduced for yourself, I cannot like things in a chill way. Once I decide I like something, I am fully obsessed, fully immersed. I feel like I should clarify that my obsession is with hobbies and subjects, not with people. I am not creepy. I am just an enthusiastic learner, okay? Anyway, a couple highlights from my perfume journey that you may be into, particularly if you don't want to smell like everyone else, which means we're not talking about Baccarat Rouge 540, Santal 33, or Glossier U, unfortunately. Up first, Parfum de Marly. This house is a new-ish discovery for me. I got to try several of their fragrances this year. Delina, Delina, is one of the most popular, and I absolutely love it. I should warn you, though, it is very girly, very femme. It's a fruity floral. If you want something a little more subtle but still positively gorgeous, my absolute favorite from them is Safanad, Safanad. It is a vanilla orange blossom blessing. It is just barely sweet, subtly sexy, warm but not suffocating, clean but not soapy. It is borderline angelic. This house also makes some of the best men's fragrance I've ever smelled on a man. Probably the best fragrance I've ever smelled on a man. Sedley, Sedley. It made me very confused when I first smelled it on my best guy friend, who is very much like my brother and also gay. Do what you will with this information. If you have a guy on your list, ideally in this scenario, one who you are attracted to, I would strongly recommend looking into this fragrance or smelling into it. I don't know. I think it has to be like 50% pheromones. If my sister-in-law is currently listening to this, you are not allowed to buy this perfume or cologne for Mike. Moving on, Diptyque is another one of my favorites in general. Diptyque's Eau Duel is like an unsweetened, sexy, woody vanilla. It's perfect for fall and winter, and it is unisex. So regardless of your style, your gender identity, this is lovely. If you want something fresh and light for next year's warmer seasons, Diptyque L'Eau de Néroli is a citrusy, fresh orange blossom bath of sunlight and joy. It's also unisex, another one that works great regardless of the style of perfume or cologne you wear. The last one I will mention from the third brand is one I want to gatekeep because it is so special to me. I selfishly want to be the only person in my sphere that has it, but it is too good to not share, and it is the season of giving, so here we are. My signature cold weather fragrance that I wish I could live in year-round is Chanel Coromandel from the Les Exclusifs line. I cannot really put this one into words because it is just an absolute masterpiece of a perfume. It is olfactory art. I want to embalm myself in it. It's categorized as Oriental, which I know is a term that is, I think, on the way out in the fragrance world for a number of reasons. But if you are familiar with perfume lingo, it is technically an Oriental. Think amber and woody and spicy and floral. It's just barely sweet. It's got the signature Chanel patchouli, a little musk and vanilla. Everything blends together to create this symphony of scent in the most elegant way. And I don't want anyone else to have it because it is my precious, but I also want other people to feel the joy that I feel when I smell it. And realistically, not all of you can smell me. That would be weird. So here we are again. Let's keep moving. Body care. I have gotten way more into body care this year, like beyond the skincare of the face. My body care and hair care have also been prioritized in my personal hygiene. This is a super quick category because we touched on it quite a bit already in the French Pharma section. But in addition to the Caudalie products I mentioned a bit ago and the Embryolisse, I've also been trying out Versed Body Retinol and Necessaire Unscented Body Lotion. They are both fabulous. If you need body creams, add either of those to your list and you'll be good to go. Versed is under $20. Necessaire could be that price probably right now, especially with holiday sales, but I think it retails for just under $30 typically. Random beauty finds. 5 beauty product highlights from the year for your face and hair. Most of you know I've been reviewing a ton of stuff, mostly for wellandgood.com, their beauty and wellness sections. A lot of this comes from that. 1, La Mer. I know there are a lot of La Mer haters out there, and I totally understand why, because it is excruciatingly overpriced. But I have to say I am a sucker for it. My skin loves it. It is, quite unfortunately, my favorite face cream. My hot tip for you is that they have it at Costco for like upwards of 33% off, like over $100 usually. Don't pay full price for this stuff, but if you're in it the way I am, do get it at Costco. If you absolutely cannot, will not, should not ever spend that much on cream, but you need a dry skin save, get Avène's Cicalfit Plus Restorative Reparative Cream. It's almost not identical, but like the effects are almost identical. Or La Roche-Posay Cicaplast B5 Balm. 2, Chantecaille Makeup, specifically the Future Skin Cushion Foundation. Holy shit, you guys. I got a sample of this for my hard-hitting journalism career, and I was seriously so blown away. Like I said, I've been reviewing for wellandgood.com, so I do have a whole separate review on it if you want to go look that up. It is the most beautiful face makeup I have ever worn, and it is so lightweight, it feels like a serum. It comes with 2 of the little cushiony cartridge things, so like 2 foundation compacts for the one that you buy. It's about $130, I'm sorry. 3, Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery SPF 50 Moisturizer. I feel like an asshole again right now because I've recommended 2 really expensive products, and now I'm like, okay, you need this $80 sunscreen. If I ever find it on sale or discounted, you will all be the first to hear about it, and I apologize for whatever this does to your budget. 4, Dior Lip Glow Oil. It was selling out for a reason this year. This stuff is worth the hype. I am wearing the rosewood color right now. I also have the light pink color, and they are seriously my favorite everyday lip products. It adds just a little bit of color, it hydrates, it lasts a long time, it's glossy but not sticky. It truly ticks all the boxes for me. I have very pale pink lips, which is awesome because they're also really small, and everyone knows the chicest thing you can have right now is small invisible lips. Anyway, I forgot this isn't a therapy session, but the color deposit and plumping factor in this lip oil is such a solid 1-2 punch. I am obsessed. Go get yourself a few colors. I might add the berry color to my personal wish list. 5, Davines Oil Liquid Luster Hair Treatment. This is another one I did a review of on Well and Good. It takes 20 seconds between washing and conditioning your hair, literally 20 seconds. It is glass hair in a bottle. Your hair will be so freaking shiny, like a Y2K Pantene Pro V commercial where it's just like smooth silk hair. If you know, you know. Seriously, I cannot express how glorious this made my hair look and feel. It is $50. It will probably give you a few months of shine between either weekly or bi-monthly treatments, and it is 1,000% worth it. This treatment would be like at least $50 per rinse at a salon. Next category, fitness and wellness. I'm still very much a wellness girly, but my obsession with exercise and nutrition has chilled a little bit, which actually is much healthier for me. So this section might feel a tad scant compared to the gift guides I've written in past years, but there are some solid things I can still recommend that I loved this year in these categories. Hoka Clifton sneakers. I got my second pair this year in the eggnog color. So festive and apropos. But I can't say enough good things about these shoes. They are so incredibly comfortable for miles on end. If you are doing a lot of hot girl walks or you have a dog that needs some longer strolls, these will be your best friend. I am cracking up internally because I've had Hokas for years and they used to be so not cool style-wise, but Gen Z adopted them and I'm finally chic instead of chuggy when I wear these. Thank God, am I right? Bala weights. I got the Bala Beam and Bala Ring this year, and they are such beautiful additions to the home gym corner of my little beach cottage. In a move that will surprise absolutely 0 people listening right now, I got them in pink. I got the 25-pound beam and the ring in either 10 or 15 pounds. To be honest, I can't remember, and I haven't looked at that number in a while. I just use it and hope for the best. If you are looking for some home exercise gear that doesn't take up too much space, but allows you to do a lot of different workouts and exercises, these are excellent additions for strength training. I've had the ball of bangles for the last couple years. I actually got 2 sets for Christmas in 2020, and they are still just as awesome as they were then. They wrap around with Velcro like anklets or bracelets, whether you wear them on your ankles or your wrists, obviously. And they are 1 or 2 pounds each, depending on what you choose. I know they redesigned them somewhat recently, so if you haven't tried those yet, definitely check them out. Or get them for someone you love. Acupuncture. Kind of a broad category, but I have done acupuncture and I've had traditional Chinese medicine treatments for years. But this year, I finally got back into it more regularly to help with hormone balancing, migraine relief, emotional and mental health support. It has truly been incredible to have a 360 whole body approach to my health. Acupuncture is just one part of TCM. I've been getting the complementary treatments like cupping, specific types of massage, craniosacral therapy, gua sha facials, herbal treatments, so much more. If you have a center or a practitioner near you, many acupuncturists take insurance now, which is lovely. You could also consider a gift certificate as a gift for someone you love. You can help them get some mind, body, soul, TLC, and a nice health boost. Speaking of traditional Chinese medicine, I just started the Elix, E-L-I-X, custom tincture for menstrual health. I'm seeing good things so far. I will report back once I have better intel, but so far I'm a fan. Definitely check this out if you are dipping your toe in the TCM waters or if you need some cycle support. Next category is home/life/miscellaneous, stuff that didn't fit into a specific category. Astrology school. As your student of life friend who's always doing some kind of coursework, health coaching and nutrition courses, French tutoring, I also took several courses with Shannon Aganza this year, who you know and love from many episodes on this podcast. If you want to learn more about astrology beyond what you're hearing here, and you want to learn some numerology or any other oracular arts, Shannon is the teacher, the master, the ultimate fairy godmother guardian angel guide. You've got to take one of her classes in 2023. Make it a resolution. Oh my God, I should do a resolutions episode. I think I'll do that. Wow, yay. Okay, but go to moongathering.com and check out her course offerings. More are coming in the next year, and I am super excited. You can take a class with me. It'll be fun. Machine washable silk pajamas. I got these for my birthday. They're amazing. The brand is Papinelle, Papinelle. This is machine washable, 100% silk, made into pajamas. I think silk PJs make a really nice gift in general. It's one of those things that's like a luxury you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself, but you're stoked when you receive it. I might be projecting, but I feel like I'm onto something. Got this for my birthday. Love, highly recommend. Speaking of silk, slip pillowcases have been a must in my everyday life. They are nicer to my skin and hair, so much so that now regular cotton pillowcases feel scratchy and uncomfortable, and I feel like such a bitch. I can't use them. Silk pillowcases are actually better for your skin and hair. They just feel so nice. I am obsessed with mine. They're a pain in the ass to wash, but in my opinion, it is a minor inconvenience that's worth it for the benefits. Slip also makes sleep masks, scrunchies, and other little silk accessories, so you can find something at different price points for your budget. Le Labo candle in Petit Grain. Okay, here's the thing. I think it's Petit Grain, like the French pronunciation, because I don't say this word out loud ever, but I think it might be like petite grain. Not 100% sure, but you know what I'm saying now. This is another birthday gift that I am obsessed with. I'm hoping it's refillable candle because I've used a lot of it, but the Le Labo candle in Petit Grain. This is an incredible scent. It smells like, I don't know, like you're bathing in beautiful, glimmering sunshine on the Mediterranean coastline on the most tranquil, lovely day of your life. Orange trees are in bloom. The fragrance itself, Petit Grain. I've never pronounced this out loud. It's an extract from bitter orange trees, but it also has Nerolian orange blossom scent woven into this candle fragrance. If you haven't picked up on it already, that's probably my favorite note in fragrance. I bought an orange tree for my yard so I could smell fresh orange blossoms. Anyway, the candle is incredible. If you are into green, fresh scents, white floral, you absolutely need. Thank you to Nick and Courtney who got this for me for my birthday. It is sitting by my bathroom door on my dresser, and every time I walk by it, while it's unlit, I get a nice whiff of it, and I am immediately transported to another place in time. It's magical. Biologique Recherche Facial. If you are in San Diego and you want the most luxurious spa treatment possible, go to Rancho Valencia and get the Biologique Recherche Facial. This was, wait for it, another birthday gift from my entire family, actually, and I spent my birthday at the spa decompressing, reading by the pool, doing yoga, drinking smoothies in the sun, doing the cold plunge hydrotherapy, and of course, getting my $400 French facial. If you just said, holy shit, $400, know that I am right there with you, my brother in Christ. That is some serious sticker shock if you're not usually rocking with this caliber of price points. Every treatment is worth it, I would say. Every treatment uses the Biologique Recherche products, but which products they use is actually based on what your skin needs. So the service is customized based on a brief consultation. And when you buy a spa treatment of any kind at Rancho Valencia, you get access to the fitness centers, all the classes, the pool, etc. for the whole day. So I would actually recommend making an entire day out of it, like going from open to close if you have the time. Get your money's worth. Take the yoga class, take the sound bath and meditation classes, use their Pelotons, swim in that pool, get the protein shakes, eat the free mini muffins, get your post-facial green juice. Like, this is truly an elite tier gift. So if you're looking to make an impression on someone and you have it in your budget, you know what to do. Accurate AF Tarot from Smudge Wellness. Dialing it way back price-wise and shifting gears back to some spiritual fun. I just got my first tarot deck with a beautiful pouch of crystals from my friends at Smudge Wellness. The deck is circular with some of the most beautiful artwork on each and every card. It made it a lot nicer when I drew the Tower in reverse as my first card. I drew the Tower in reverse like 5 times within like 8 draws. So if you're familiar with tarot, you know that's like buck wild. You can find this deck on smudgewellness.com. Again, it's called the Accurate AF Tarot Deck, and it is so, so pretty. Libra Moon approved. Waterpik Water Flosser. I'm really into water flossing right now, which is arguably the nerdiest thing I've said today. If you don't have a Waterpik yet, I do recommend this. However, you do still have to floss with actual string floss, according to my dentist. So it's not a replacement, but rather a supplement to have super clean, healthy teeth and gums. A little hack, I add hydrogen peroxide to the water tank, so I'm water flossing with a nice little dental cocktail to help with whitening. It's nice. This might make a weird gift, but it was a Christmas gift for me last year from my mom, so maybe if you're someone's mom, this is a good gift choice. I don't know. Brava. Y'all probably know already, but I love my Brava, my countertop, super smart oven, genius oven even. I've written several articles about it, and if you are planning on making a resolution that has anything to do with cooking, eating healthier, or eating at home more to save money, whatever it is, this will help you get there. If you haven't heard me rave about it, I'm going to leave a previous ad here so you can hear the spiel again without me having to repeat. I know, annoying. I'm putting an ad in the middle of the show. I'm not getting paid for this ad, you guys. I did it already. I just think I did a really great job explaining what it is in under a minute, so here we go. Today's episode is brought to you by Brava, in my own words, the Tesla of ovens, the GOAT of kitchen appliances, and my very own Easy Bake Oven for grown-ups. This is something I actually use every single day, y'all. Much like how an F1 car goes from 0 to 60 in like a millisecond, I don't know, I didn't actually look it up, this countertop smart oven goes from room temp to 500 degrees in 1 second. Seriously. It does the job of super oven, pizza oven, instant pot, dehydrator, air fryer, crock pot, and so much more. Do I sound like I'm on QVC? And it's about the size of a microwave. One of the coolest parts is that it can cook multiple ingredients at different temperatures on the same pan at the same time. Being the strong, independent woman that I am, Brava has made my bachelorette pad cooking unbelievably easy. It also makes eating healthy simple, even when I'm exhausted from running a podcast, building brands, writing articles, and raising an extremely high-maintenance golden retriever. This appliance has been an absolute game changer for me, and I want it to be a game changer for you too. This Is Fine listeners can get $200 off a new Brava with code Dominique200. I'm going to let you figure out how to spell it. I believe in you. Visit shop.brava.com and enter Dominique200 at checkout to get your discount, save that money in this economy, and start revolutionizing the way you cook and feed yourself. Okay, next category. I wanted to have an entertainment and culture section with like books, music, and movies, but I am less cultured this year. But some quick picks. Obviously, if you've known me for 15 seconds, you know I'm obsessed with Elton John. I saw him for the first and last time this year. Super blessed. I got to go in Tennessee with my friends John, Sarah, and Whitney as a total surprise. This was after I had booked tickets for my mom and myself for his final farewell show. This recent weekend, I don't know when this is coming out yet, but I just went to the show, his farewell weekend in the U.S. at Dodger Stadium. I threw down for some 4th row seats, and I have never regretted anything less. If you want to experience an Elton John renaissance or just live like me for a day, just play Funeral for a Friend / Love Lies Bleeding on repeat for like 6 hours. It's a really long song, so it's like only a few plays. If you need a laugh and you haven't been laughing this whole time, I was introduced to some great comedy this year. Watch the Catherine Cohen special on Netflix. It's called The Twist. She's gorgeous. My friends and I watched it like 5 times on our summer trip. I believe you will absolutely, as she says, foot pop j'adore. I'm 99% certain that Catherine has a Virgo Mercury, which is why I vibe with her humor so much. Also watch both of Hassan Minhaj's specials and Nick Kroll's new stand-up. I'm obsessed with both of those guys. They're so brilliant, so funny, such exceptional storytellers, and we could all use some more laughter. As for books, I didn't read a ton of groundbreaking stuff this year, unfortunately. I'm embarrassed to share my read list, but Chani Nicholas's book, You Were Born for This, was a good one if you're into astrology or just starting out in it. And if you're a self-development junkie or on that train/spiritual journey, Atomic Habits by James Clear and Vibrate Higher Daily by Lala Delia are excellent books to start with. As for TV and movies, I am sorry to report that I have just continued to watch Emily in Paris and Bridgerton 847 times, so I don't have anything new to share there, but if you haven't seen Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, that was my top movie pick for the year. This section leaves a lot to be desired, so we're just going to march right into my personal wish list. All right, my personal wish list. We made it, the final section. We've gone over the things that I currently own, have, love, and use all the time. Now, what could I possibly want when I have all of that? I'll tell you what. First is an ice roller. I thought the Skinny Confidential ice roller was too expensive when I first saw it, especially because someone told me it was made in China, but I cannot find where it was made online, so maybe it's made here, who knows? Your girl needs an ice roller, and this seems to be one of the better ones according to reviews. If you have used it, please holler at me and tell me your thoughts. I really want a good and cute, possibly pink ice roller. Next up is everything from Rouge, Cézanne, and Maj. Just literally anything those brands create. I know this makes me sound basic and boring, but I truly do not care. I am very happy with who I am at this stage in life, and I would be even happier with who I am at this stage in life if I was wearing more things from Rouge, Cézanne, and Maj. Next would be a new down or down alternative comforter. This feels like a very you're north of 25 and now you want boring shit for Christmas choice, but here we are. I'm on the hunt for a really fluffy, really cozy comforter. If anyone has any suggestions, I am all ears. Those earrings that are like small gold hoops with like a natural shaped pearl kind of hanging off the bottom, I want those. I don't know if they're still cool, but I like them regardless. A frame for my Samsung Frame TV, because I thought this TV came with those little bezel options, like how your Barbie comes with accessories, like options to change the color, but alas, those little pieces of plastic, like 1-inch wide pieces of plastic, are hundreds of dollars. So if anyone knows how to get pretty frames that aren't at this price point, please, again, once more, holler at me. Another thing on my wish list, but not necessarily like my Christmas list, this is on my general like life wish list, would be another summer trip to the south of France and Amalfi, specifically Capri or Capri, if anyone who speaks Italian is listening. I feel like you sound like a douche if you pronounce it correctly, but Italians think you sound like an idiot if you say it like capri pants, so you truly can't win. Anyway, I would like to stay on Capri/Capri next year. Rimowa or Tumi suitcase set. I have been working with a CalPack checked bag that I purchased at a Canadian TJ Maxx from when American Airlines lost my suitcase, which has happened more times than I'd care to revisit. But now I want a forever set. I want a checked bag and a carry-on, something sturdy that won't make me shriek in terror if it gets scratched or dinged. I want to have a warranty, something like lifelong, hopefully. And I believe that leads me to Rimowa or Tumi. I don't know which one. If anyone has these and has opinions, you know what I'm about to say, drop into my inbox. I have 2 fake wishlist items. I say fake wishlist because no one will actually buy them for me, but they're my, quote, if you survive the recession, you can get these for yourself items. Classic Chanel cap toe flats. Those have been on the list for a long ass time. And a vintage Louis Vuitton duffel. Basic, but classic. Again, timeless pieces. The last item, and something that's another flight of fancy thing that I wanted to get for myself, is the Anissa Kermiche gold, sapphire, and diamond ring on Net-a-Porter with pink sapphire. Super casual, super low-key. I told myself if I sign a new client or get some kind of bonus that I'll get it as a gift to myself for being my own life partner/business partner/housekeeper/dog walker. And I know this is so 2019, but I'm going to have an Ariana Grande 7 rings moment and get myself a pink sapphire and diamond engagement ring. Just let me live. Okay, let's wrap this up. I will have all of this listed on an Amazon storefront and gift guide, which is all linked in the episode description. I hope you enjoyed this, a very different pace of episode than we usually do, and a lot of me talking, which feels very weird. But if you enjoyed it, hit me up, slide into the DMs on Instagram, email me at imfine@thisisfinepodcast.com. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to hear what you want to hear more of next. So hit me up. I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday season. We're obviously going to be chatting more in the coming weeks, but I hope you have some fun shopping for yourself, for those you love, maybe planning some trips and travels or learning a new language. I love all of you so much, and I hope you have the most lovely holiday season. I'll talk to you soon. A bientôt. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of This Is Fine. I've been your host, Dominique Michelle Astorino. We're based in San Diego, recording in studio at DLI Productions in Pacific Beach with Emmy Award-winning sound designer Dan De La Isla. This is a comedy and advice podcast, but for legal reasons, this entire podcast is a joke and none of it is medical advice. To download the transcript or learn more, visit thisisfinepodcast.com.